Russian-born violinist and conductor Jascha Galperin, the founder of the Everett Youth Symphony Orchestra, lived for music. Born in 1902 in Odessa, Russia, he fled his homeland at the onset of the Bolshevik Revolution and lived and studied in Germany and Romania as a teenager. As a young man, he traveled throughout Europe, playing in orchestras and opera companies, and came to Canada in the late 1920s to play and teach at the Mount Royal Conservatory of Music in Calgary. Jascha fervently believed that playing a musical instrument improved one's life. He championed the importance of bringing music into the lives of a younger generation and founded highly acclaimed youth orchestras in both Calgary and Vancouver. In 1939, his junior symphony in Calgary was declared the best in the British Empire. His vision for the Everett Youth Symphony Orchestra was born in 1965 in the aisles of a music store on Colby Avenue. The owners of Carousel Music had generously donated their storefront for rehearsal space, but the surprisingly large turnout of students and parents for the first rehearsal soon overwhelmed the small store. In time for the fledgling orchestra's second rehearsal, a much larger space was donated by the City of Everett Parks Department. As musical director of the Mukilteo School District and the director of music programs in several local church choirs, Jascha Galperin was well known in the community and had a gift for bringing people together to support his artistic initiatives. Many of the players in the orchestra's formative years were students from his public and private classes, but he wasn't shy about reaching out to other local music teachers for student referrals to populate the orchestra's ranks. Anyone who had ever studied with Jascha Galperin experienced his quest for musical perfection at least once. His temper was legendary. A student's casual mistake, whether it be out of tune, out of time, or just uninspired playing, was more painful for Jascha than for anyone else. Notes had to be played correctly, and instruments had to be held properly. Sometimes, after a tepid, less than perfect rehearsal, he would mutter his ultimate insult, "Close enough for folk music." But in the end, he got the results he wanted, his students got the applause, and everybody went home happy. In 1967, as the orchestra became more established, a junior orchestra was started, and Everett Community College became the primary sponsor of both orchestras. A strong parents club played an active role in the orchestra's administrative and marketing efforts. And later that year, Galperin was honored with a Steinway Award for contributions to the cultural life of the community. By 1970, the orchestra was attracting over 1,000 people to its semi-annual concerts in the Everett Civic Auditorium, and Mayor Robert Anderson declared May 10th to 16th, 1970 as Everett Youth Symphony Week. Many of the concerts featured talented soloists from within the orchestra's ranks and occasional guest artists from the University of Washington, the Seattle Philharmonic, the Portland Symphony, and other professionals who truly enjoyed the experience of playing with this energetic group of young people. Mr. Galperin invited Gene Nastry, another well-respected local music teacher, to join him as a co-conductor. And Mr. Nastry brought his own brand of talent and enthusiasm to the growing organization. Stylistically, Galperin and Nastry were polar opposites. Strict Russian discipline versus exuberant Italian emotion. But together, they brought out the best in their young students, and the orchestra continued to thrive. In 1976, after 11 years as director of the Everett Youth Symphony Orchestras, Jascha Galperin retired and turned over leadership to the next generation. In the intervening years, the orchestra has had many dedicated conductors and supporters, and today it is a thriving and dynamic organization that provides a high-quality musical experience for several hundred young musicians. Over the course of his 65-year musical career as a violinist, conductor, and educator, Jascha Galperin influenced the lives of thousands of students in the United States and Canada. His vision is alive today and preserved for tomorrow by the passion and dedication demonstrated by these students and their leaders. He would be very proud of the achievements of the Everett Youth Symphony Orchestras and deeply honored by this tribute to his efforts, his way of life, his legacy, to music.